until I think it's time. Hi, everyone. This is 𝒉𝒂𝒄𝒐𝒏. I am so excited to be here today and for you guys to join us in what we think will be a fantastic announcement. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce to you someone that if you're a 𝒔triber, and 𝒔tribe is our social media network, a lot of people know Theodore Atrashenko. Before the call, Theodore and I were discussing how long he's been with the company. So it's been 8 years. He started when he was in high school, and now he's completing his PhD. So thank you, Theodore, for joining us. Theodore be a little quiet today because he's the boy wonder, and he's basically has a control panel. Just wants to make sure that this call operates in complete order and as we planned it. Also with us is one of my closest friends on the planet Earth. She used to be our senior vice president of marketing and sales. I am not embarrassed to say that I've known him since 1989. We've worked together through many different companies. From my investment banking firm on. She was part of the whole process of establishing esports. Her name is Kimberly Visaraga. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Angel and Theodore. Happy to be here.
Yes. So anyway, I thought we would start before a lot of people are on right now, and I'm sure that they're expecting to hear the great news, but I wanted to take this moment to talk, since we talked about, Kimberly, you were with me almost since I established and founded Mass Luminosity, which, by the way, Mass Luminosity's birthday is in 2 days. Oh, wow. So that'll be 11 years since I launched Mass Luminosity.
Unbelievable.
And then Theodore came on not so far after that. So I wanted to just have a little bit of a brief history of how we started Mass Luminosity and why. And Kimberly, you were there at ground zero, so you know that we wanted to distill sort of the experiences that we had in dealing with the general public when it came to gamers and technology enthusiasts, and help companies in their communication with that audience. That's how Mass Luminosity really got started. Right. And then we, as a technology company, you may recall we started working on different technologies, all that have been integrated into 2 major projects that we have. So, what are your early memories of?
Well, since you threw out 1989, my memories go back pretty far with you and I, Angel. I mean, we've spent countless hours, days, weeks, probably having conversation about. As large as it sounds, changing the world and really leaving the world a better place than we found it. We were a little idealistic, I think. Maybe we still are, and I mean that in the best possible way. Initially, we were just trying to figure out how to be part of a new and exciting frontier called the internet. I mean, in a nutshell. So the idea was to launch a website at the beginning, built for and around avid gamers and technology enthusiasts. Always purpose-driven, single-minded. We learned on the job. There was no blueprint for what we were doing. We made mistakes, we succeeded, and I think along the way we created something really beautiful. It's really kind of the Wild West. Our business evolved over time, as you're mentioning, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in detail in a bit. But our focus has always consistently remained on the gaming community. That's always been our driving force. For me, kind of the larger appeal was that we started to define a more principled approach to our business. The first was to create a company with purpose and meaning, and that meant fostering a friendly and welcoming and inclusive environment. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but you laid the foundation for that, and our fantastic volunteers really kind of monitored and managed that kind of environment over the years. Secondly, we always prioritized the company, the community first over profits, and that was in respect to their privacy, valuing the trust that they had placed in us. The third was you and I think, always had the courage and conviction to create a movement. We never were afraid to take on larger companies, more established companies, especially if we believed, and more importantly, we could demonstrate that we could create a better experience. And for me, the fourth most important principle was that we aspired to have a positive impact on the lives of others. And I think now, really more than ever, one common thread we've all shared worldwide is that we've all experienced some level of isolation over the last year plus. And so it's been a difficult year for a lot of people. We need to connect now with people more than ever, which brings me to Beacon. And so with that, I pass it back to you. It's an exciting day for us. I'm grateful to be part of this journey. Today we celebrate a new milestone for our community, and really that's yours and Theodore's hard work. I can't participate in the credit for any of that, but
I mean, I think it's important to say that although Kimberly doesn't have a day-to-day active role in the company as he used to, but she is a shareholder of our company, and she also sits on the board of directors. So it's interesting because I used to be Kimberly's boss, but now she's a board member, she's my boss because the board tells the CEO what to do, not the other way around. So yes, thank you so much for that, because that was a great summary, Kimberly, about the principles that have driven us and how they've evolved into more global principles. For example, the defragmentation of the human experience that it's kind of my motto, which in simple terms means bringing people together, having them experience like the three of us are. We're in 3 different locations right now. We have, hundreds of people watching us, and having this kind of experience where we're just being ourselves, and there's really not although we're excited about today because it's a major milestone for us, it's not really an advertising thing. It's just an important milestone that we wanted to celebrate with the members of our community and the people who have signed up for Beacon. And for those of you that listened to my recent interview in the podcast, I also to talk about bits over atoms, which is a conversation that Theodore and I have quite often about the importance of trying to create experiences. Bits are just kind of the DNA of information. So, and trying to create experiences in bits that resemble and resonate well with the atom experience. And that was the driving force behind Beacon. How can we make an experience like the one that we are right now a little bit more natural? And that's how we started. That was the blank slate. And then, of course, the purpose of that is to create a suspension of disbelief, that if you can just forget that we are staring at each other through a computer monitor, and that we're using a webcam, and all of a sudden we're just talking and interacting, then Beacon has done its job. So that's our goal. And we're kind of solo on that. I've listened to lots of our CEOs of competing companies out there, and I really have never seen any other CEO speak about enhancing the experience the way that we do. So thank you for that. I also want to congratulate Theodore, that has really been the mastermind behind all the technology that we are experiencing right now. And as for those of you that are unfamiliar with Beacon, I think it's important to actually define what Beacon is. And Theodore, if you were to define what Beacon is, what would you say?
I think that it's the new turn in video communications, and it's kind of the next generation of where we should have been a few years ago already as a whole world. But I guess the pandemic had to be the driving factor to get everyone moving and kind of innovate. And we are, I still think that we are on the leading edge. We're way ahead of what's out there and what's been out there for years and have been in development and had a lot of resources spent on, and it's still subpar. The experience is still not great. You're still having connection problems when you're trying to get in. It's still not intuitive, and I think it's Beacon's job to kind of overturn that whole status quo and show the world how it's meant to be done, how video communication has to happen, and what the next generation quality and the experience of conferencing and streaming can be.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. There is a natural assumption that people make that Beacon was the product of the pandemic. But as Theodore and I can attest, we started working on Beacon on August 17th of 2015. So this is not something we started with GTV. That is the product that's integrated right into the G-Tribe experience. And then we realized that that the world was behind in technology. They had cemented their technology way before that. So we were able to kind of latch on to the newer technologies when we launched, when we started working on Beacon. And Beacon has been in beta testing for an entire year. And I really want to thank all our beta testers for informing our decisions and illuminating our path when it came to what are the things that are important on this type of experience. But for those of you that do not know yet, Beacon version 1.0 was launched. So if you, when we're done with this call, if you want to, you can load your Beacon, the dashboard, and it should inform you that there's an update. And if it doesn't, just go into the help section, settings, help, and then about, and then they'll tell you that to update Beacon. So Beacon is no longer, we're out of beta. We're delivering on time. So I think a couple of gamers will get that. And to celebrate, Kimberly, we're launching, and Theodore, we're launching officially. So I got to clarify, we have not launched the giveaway. So a lot of people think we've launched the giveaway. No, we launched the pre-registration for our giveaway. And I just, so Kimberly, you know this because of our discussions in the board, that I sat with all these marketing companies and listened to pitches and all that. And ultimately, I just did not understand maybe their approach to this. Maybe that's the problem. But I figured that if we're going to celebrate something, celebrations should have gifts. And then we were fortunate enough to partner with a number of different companies that actually been around us for quite a while. And they offered a number of prices. And so so we have a total of 85 secondary prices, which right there makes it the largest global giveaway we've ever done. But everybody's on the call right now thinking, what is that grand prize? Why have they made it such a secret? And before we even show you the grand prize, we want you to know that this giveaway will support the personal giveaway link, or PGL, which means that so it means that when we announce the grand prize, if you use your PGL, your personal giveaway link, then you can use that link. And if one of the people that uses the link wins the grand prize, what happens? Theodore?
You also get the grand prize.
You also get the, Kimberly had it. Yeah, exactly. So you also get the grand prize. So We've been working with Sagar now for almost 8 years. Also, Sagar Agrawal, he lives in Gandia, India, and he's just a fantastic person to work with. I have enjoyed my relationship with him over the years so much. He's so talented, and he's such a believer in the principles of Mass Luminosity. He's been such a support. So our videos are always epic. And that's because of Sagar Agrawal. So he's prepared a video. He goes over the prices, the 85 prices, and then he finally reveals the grand prize. And then Theodore is in charge. If this doesn't work, give us a second, because Theodore's in charge of trying to get that to play.
And that was the video.
Wow. So I'm sure there's a few minds blown. I hope so. And I think we should discuss now how to increase your chances to win. So this is not just, a fantasy, and it can become a reality. Nothing will give me more satisfaction than handing someone that grand prize. So I guess I mentioned one of them, right, Theodore? The PGL is an important thing. So why don't you explain from from your perspective as far as how the PGL works? So because you programmed all that.
Yeah. So in about 10 to maybe 50 minutes, you will get the email. It depends. It can take longer since there are a lot of people that are going to be rushing to participate, and each one needs to get an email for their entry confirmation. So be patient. So you'll eventually get an email with a link in it. It's going to be highlighted in this nice purple box and beacon purple. You can copy that link and share it, post it on social media. You can send it, text it, do whatever with it. Get your friends, get your family to enter the giveaway using that link, and that entry will count. It will be linked to you. So if that person is the winner of the grand prize, you send them that link, and then you will also get that grand prize. That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. And then, Kimberly, there's other ways that you can enhance your chances that we discussed. We've discussed several times. One of them, if you may recall, Kimberly, is just you want to be a user of Beacon. You just, to compensate, right? Well, I'll let you explain it. So.
Yeah, no,
Kimberly.
you just said it. We want to make sure that you're actually using the Beacon technology. So not just signing up. We really want you to benefit. The whole idea is for you to benefit from Beacon. The grand prize is obviously a nice incentive, but we want you to actually be using the platform.
And this is a great opportunity. Just when one of the things that we did not mention earlier is when we started Mass Luminosity, we started really with the first principle was right intention. The intention here is to have people experience the best audio and video communication platform in the world. That's how we all feel about it. We're on it right now. You're experiencing it. We definitely think this is the best. And then we have a few surprises. So we have not deployed the full technology yet. And you'll see some announcements on some patents that we're filing coming up pretty soon, very soon, I should say. And then you'll see where my confidence comes from. So experience it, just give yourself an opportunity to experience it. Use your PGL. That's a great way of being an ambassador for it. And listen, it takes bravery. It takes courage to be the one that somebody goes, hey, let's just do a Zoom call, and goes, I don't do Zoom. Move over Zoom. I use Beacon. I've done it, and it kind of throws people off. And because people, I don't tell them, I'm the CEO of the company that developed it. I just say I don't use Zoom. No, so it takes courage. It takes strength. So we hope that you do that, and that we hope that you help us basically get out the word that Beacon is such a much better experience, and we're not stealing your information or selling it or doing anything like that. So I think we're done. The video is being uploaded right now as we speak. The 𝒔𝒊𝒏 page will have it so that you guys can watch it again. Thank you. I'm sorry, Kimberly. Go ahead.
One quick note. We talked about this, and you may want to mention if you win one of the other prizes.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you win one of the other prizes, don't feel discouraged. Not that all prizes aren't fantastic prizes, but you still have an opportunity to win the grand prize. So it doesn't eliminate you from potentially winning the grand prize just because you won another prize.
Right. In other words, it will eliminate you from winning another secondary prize. But then after all 85 people are selected, they get put back into, let's call it the pot. And then when we select the grand prize, you are all eligible, and your PGLs are eligible, which really is fantastic. So yeah. I am so pleased. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you for our sponsors. Let me see. Can we go over them, Theodore? Let's start with Steiger Dynamics is one. XFX. Thank you, Martin, for the T-shirts. XFX. Brent, Angie. Which is the next one?
𝒂𝒔𝒕.
𝒂𝒔𝒕. Well, Jeff is not watching. He's out he's in Iceland right now, so he's trekking in the mountains. So. But thank you. Oh, what's next?
𝒂𝒂𝒏.
Kat Silberstein. Thank you, Kat. You're fantastic. You always have been. So.
Can we go 𝒂𝒏sonic?
𝒂𝒏sonic. Walter, son. Walter's son. Thank you so much, Walter. You're always there, always for us. And then I think Logitech, right? Yeah. Logitech is a launch partner of ours for Beacon. Brent Barry, he's the man. He's always driving behind the scenes to help us, and we appreciate it. So we appreciate your support. Yeah. So go out there and please tell the world about Beacon and share your PGL that you're about to receive in the next few hours. I think he said, what do you say the time frame may be, Theodore?
It will start going out. It already had started. So just within the next few hours. So by the end of the day, you should have it. And on that note, you will be redirected to the giveaway entry page. If you haven't registered, you can fill out the form and enter, and you'll get your PGL right away. If you've pre-registered, you will likely see the PGL right away. You can submit the information again. It will only count as one entry, but it will show your PGL. So if you lose your email or whatever happens to the PGL link in there, you can always fill out the form again, and then it will display the same PGL that you've always had assigned.
Another thing, I've gotten a couple of messages from people that told me that they keep on pinging me that they're, for whatever reasons, they were on a device that the images may have frozen or something. Don't worry about it. Clay is one of our members in our community. We talked to him before, and he has agreed to record it. So we will be publishing a recording of this so everybody can enjoy it. So, and it'll be up soon as he has it ready. Clay, thank you so much for doing that. Clay Clement, he's our video expert here in the U.S. when it comes to these experiences. Thank you, everybody. I think we're done. So you're going to go ahead and redirect people to the giveaway page, right? Then this is the giveaway page, not the pre-registration page.